Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Xah Talk Show. Today is 2020, August 13th, 7:30 in the afternoon, California time. Alan says we need to say California time instead of San Francisco time because San Francisco is a screwed up city, but actually that applies to California in general. So my thumbnail. So today's thumbnail, let me show you. GNU logo latte. Oh yeah, latte. So here is the GNU logo latte. Today's artwork. Now this is by a Japanese artist. You know, this latte art was popular, was a thing like 10 years ago, but now I guess it went away. It subsided. So there's this Japanese artist, Yuko Honda. She created a huge number of oops, not here. Okay, she created a huge number of latte art, or for all programming language logos or technology company logos, Apple logo, Microsoft logo, Linux logo, BSD daemon logo, BSD daemon attack, and Golang logo and things like that. She has, and GitHub logo. So where's her site though? I mean, she has a website that collects all these. Let's see. GNU Latte Art. Let's see if we can find her site. She has a dedicated domain name. Okay, maybe here. There. Okay, let's show you. So there was the Lisp logo. So you see all these logos, tech programming logos, geek, latte. Okay, that's her. Okay, so let's talk about today's things. Close that, go that. We're gonna talk about, I guess, Emacs or keyboards. Pick a choice. Are we gonna talk about Emacs or keyboard? Like, pick a choice right now. We have to begin. Okay, pick a choice now. So good morning, Alan. Good morning, Vernon. Good morning. So Kara, thanks Xah for recognizing California time. California is going down. Okay, so what? Vernon from Hong Kong. Greetings from Hong Kong. Japanese can't digest latte. They can only appreciate its appearance. Okay, so no topic. Okay, amazing. No Emacs. Okay, so we have two persons saying Emacs. Let's do Emacs then. Okay, so Emacs, I don't know what to. I mean, I have some ideas of what to talk about. There is. Let's go to topics to talk about. Okay, there's some Emacs stuff. Okay. So let's search for Emacs. Okay, there's a dedicated Emacs section. Let's do some of these. So let's see, which one of these should I do? Update coding Xah Talk Show. Okay, let me just do something I need to do. Okay, so first of all, start command log mod. So on this pink window, you can see all my commands and keystrokes I type. So for example, when I move cursor, when I delete a paragraph, undo, and so on. Okay. And if you found a command, you can look up on the web. Usually you'll find my source code for that command. Annoyingly, yesterday I did a talk show about GNU Emacs 27 features. It's just a random chat about GNU Emacs 27, and after a while it becomes a huge rant. Beginning mildly, melodious voice. We talk about we are thankful of the open source and free software foundation people. Then gradually, a little by little, it becomes a huge rant for 90 minutes, and someone annoying, so they made a comment, idiotic. John John guy, John Johnson or something. And he says, one of the things. Let me should we show sorry YouTube? Should we show it? Okay, let's show it since we are starting to talk about that. Xah YouTube. Let's go there. Let's see, how am I doing? Check, voice check, video check. So yesterday is this talk show. And then there's a comment, okay? A new comment. This idiotic guy. I shouldn't be so harsh, So he says, so he says, start, John, this guy is John Johnstone. Are you watching? Johnstone. Listen. Okay, I'm gonna give you a listen, you idiot. John Johnstone says 14 hours ago, start by bitching about Windows software install methods, then illustrates how much of a fail it is in macOS. He's talking about my video. Then barely touches on Emacs features. Too busy moaning about Emacs naming conventions and culture, which we all know is due to history. No, you don't know nothing. Idiot. This is fair, somewhat typical. Okay, typical replies I get from these tech geekers. Then he says Emacs mod, not mod. I guess I pronounced the word mod wrong, like major mode. I guess. But you are wrong. You are a fucking idiot. Do you speak English? Let me show you. Okay, let's see if I'm right or wrong. Let's go to Wordy blog. My Wordy blog on literature, on logic, on linguistics. Okay, open a new section, and the mode. Okay, let's look up the word mode. Okay, search. In fact, let me show you. Since we are doing Emacs, let me show you my fantastic commands. This guy claims I know nothing about Emacs. He claims, later on he posted 2 comments. The second comment says, the more I step in on your content, the more I realize you know little about Emacs. That's entertainment for me. So let's look up the pronunciation of the English word mod, M-O-D-E. Let's see how it's pronounced. So I'm going to call Xah look up all dictionaries. Xah look up all dictionaries. Now it will open the browser, open 5 tabs of different dictionaries. Why? Let me show you. Okay, let me show you. It's there. So we have dictionary. So we have here is Google Dictionary. Okay, Google has their own version of dictionary since about 10 years ago. Now here is the etymology dictionary of the word mod, major mod or major mode, how you pronounce it. We'll find out in a bit. Then here is Wiktionary. Okay, Wiktionary is a grassroots, like Wikipedia. People, anyone can edit. Then we have the free dictionary website, which is actually American Heritage Dictionary. American Heritage Dictionary is the best dictionary. Why? How do I know? Because the number of times I looked up a word is more than the number of rice you've ever eaten. This stupid John guy. Okay, so anyway, literally, anyway, I'm not going to go into that. So here is the free dictionary website, which is mostly their primary source is the American Heritage Dictionary. Okay, let's magnify more. Okay, mode or mod. Okay, now next one, this is dick.org. Dick.org is one of the website the free software or open source fanatics love. This is the open source dictionary. Okay, they are based on they are based on a Webster dictionary about copyright expired, so they just grab it, then put it there, then they try to modify it like Wiktionary, like Wikipedia, like a wiki, but they actually didn't modify that much. So this dic.org is the open source, basically the Webster's. They based on the Webster's 700 years. 1930, here it is. 1913 Webster. Okay, by the way, Webster dictionary is different from the Merriam-Webster dictionary. They are entirely different thing. Okay, don't get confused. And the Merriam-Webster dictionary is actually the most popular because of marketing. Like when you try to look up a word, the Merriam-Webster will always show on top. But their website, that dictionary is actually based on the Merriam-Webster Concise Dictionary, which is crap. Okay, crap. I can tell you right now. Okay, so here is the dic.org. Okay, dic.org is not just Webster 1913. It also contains what's called WordNet. Okay, WordNet began around 2006, right? Okay, so what's WordNet? WordNet is basically a computer program that crawl the web and try to connect the words and find their definition by crawling the web, something like that. It's a computer, it's kind of like AI, the early AI, like today's AI fad, machine learning fad. So that's WordNet. WordNet also give you a dictionary, of the definition of the word mod. Then, okay, so we got how many dictionaries? WordNet, Webster 1913. We got American Heritage Dictionary. We got Wiktionary. We got etymology. We got Google's dictionary. By the way, no Merriam-Webster because I despise that Merriam-Webster. So you have, let me repeat again. So you have the command. Okay, let me show the command. Xah look up all dictionaries. Okay, in one shot, you open 5 or 6 dictionaries and you can look up. And this code is on my is on Mailpad. You can download. This package is called xahlookup.el. Okay. So so let me copy that to my so there's a website. Okay, so let's open a website. Showing browser. So here's a website. You can, it has all these commands you can call. This package is on Mailpad. Okay. Yep. So copy that. Go back to my talk show and paste it so we can. Let's go to talk show. Okay. Let's go back here. Talk show. Today's talk show, and paste it here. And let's not forget, we are going to look up the pronunciation of the word mod to prove the idiocy of these tech geekers. They think they know. Fuck. Okay, so let me show you that. Okay. By the way, I don't know if I'm correct. I'm fairly confident. I'm fairly confident the word mod or mode can be also pronounced mod. Okay, so first of all, we have Google's dictionary. Let's see. They use is this APL? I mean, is this the well, I need to show you another one of my website. Is this the IPA, International Pronunciation Alphabet? I'm not sure because the Americans, they don't know about IPA. IPA. Okay, digression. Let's go to my Unicode website. So Xah Unicode website, magnify, go down somewhere here. You will have pronunciation, keyboards, common symbols, punctuation, money, signs, circles, arrows, bracket, math font, APL, programming language, inverted Latin, IPA. There it is. Okay, here is the IPA is International Phonetic Alphabet, invented by the French. French are into standards. So it's a system, it's a phonetic system that supposedly it's designed to be able to annotate the pronunciation of any human language. Okay, any. It's designed to be that way. So it doesn't matter Chinese, French, Japanese, Spanish. It's English or Russian or some African languages. You can use this phonetic system to annotate how they are pronounced. But however, the American, our beloved American, including myself, well, typically the white American, okay, they don't know this. So you can see here's a table on the left. On the first column is IPA symbols, how you pronounce a word. For example, this is dark, hot, park, car, hawk, father, sound. And however, in American dictionary, they don't use this standardized IPA. They use their own. Each dictionary, they cook up their own symbol. So in American Heritage Dictionary, the symbol similar to sound is that and in Merriam-Webster, it's also used that symbol. So this is IPA. So now let's go back to the, copy the URL, close it, and paste it in my talk show. So we have a log of what we talked about. So close that. Now, so IPA. Now let's go back to the Google dictionary thing. Okay, Google. So I'm not sure that is actually IPA or MOD. Let's see, pronounce it. Mode. Okay, so it says mode. Okay, etymology we don't care. So here is the Wiktionary. Mode. Okay, it's also mode. Okay, now I'll be pissed if there is no dictionary that also says it can be also pronounced mod. Okay. Okay, they are all mode. Mode. Okay. Okay, let's see next. Okay, this is the open source one. Open source one that is idiotic. They don't, open source. These open source people in Linux typically they don't like Unicode. Well, because they stick to ASCII. So they are trying to. You can see they are using this kind of hack. They love hacks. These Linux open source people, they use this hack to represent pronunciation symbols. So anyway, the next one. Next one. Okay, so I guess he is right that the word mode, it's pronounced mode. There is no, at least so far, I haven't found a dictionary that actually say mod. So can anyone? Do I have any support? Does anyone know anyone pronounce that word mod? Oh, Reaper. Okay, good morning, good evening, Reaper. Reaper is here. Okay, so video good, voice melodious. George Ergodox thumb clusters is kind of dumb. Xah Russian. Care. Hello world. Nimshiko. Hey, good morning, Nimshiko from Hong Kong. Now, mod is for add-ons to programs or games. Modification, mod. So, okay. So, so Cortez says it's mod, very different from mode, very different from mod. The meaning is obviously different, but what I'm talking about is the pronunciation. So, can anyone tell me, have you ever heard the word mode, MODE, pronounced as mod? Have you guys ever? Okay, maybe I'm probably trying to push it. Probably not. Okay, so he's got a point there. So I was incorrect. Mode, not mod. Okay. I learned a thing. I have to give him a plus sign for that. So anyway, so he says Emacs mode, not mod. Then when new methods TTY, they do not mean it works in GUI terminal. They mean it works on TTY. Yeah, shut up. I said that in the video. And you see the last line is actually suggestive. He says, Xah, you need to grow up and stop with the unnecessary hate. People aren't going to start using. Okay, let me finish. Xah, you need to grow up and stop with the unnecessary hate. People are not going to start using Emacs over VS Code, Sublime, because frame Windows. Okay, let me give you an analysis of this guy's thinking of what he's saying. So just for this sentence, okay. So he says I need to grow up and stop with the unnecessarily hate. Now he's got a point. Okay, he's got a point there. Unnecessary hate. Now now let me explain. He probably have not seen lots of my videos. Many of you guys have. George Allen and many of you guys have. Me, Xah Li, my life is hate. My life is hatred. It is hatred that makes me still alive. Okay. Now this is to you guys normal people, you probably what the fuck, what a strange idea, but that is kind of true. For American people, I don't want to get into this because I get emotional. It is hatred. That is why I'm still alive. Okay, hate drives me the will to be alive. Hate. And one of the things I hate, the motherfuckers are the idiotic, the Unix philosophy, it's not it's not the. Remember, this is important. It's not the people I hate. It's the falsity. Okay, false ideas, lies, corruption. You lie. You beat people. That's what injustice. Okay, in other words, injustice is the right word. I hate. Okay? And you, John Johnston, you are the one of the idiotic. Your post is idiotic. Okay, not hateful, but idiotic. But so anyway, let me finish the analysis. So he says, stop with unnecessary hate. That's a good point, because to be a human in society, you want to prosper, and in general, hatred. Deep hate, hatred or deep hatred is no good. You want to pass over that. You want to, for example, the Yoda, the great Yoda of the Star Wars said, fear leads to hate. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. And hate leads to what is it? So what was the Yoda's line? Anyone? Okay, anyway, so hate, so he's got point. You shouldn't hate so much. But you see, the one thing he does not realize, I mean, it's true to say, okay, don't hate so much. But he does not realize that hate and love, okay, hate and love is part of humanity. Without hate, you don't really have love. They are kind of the extreme, they are contrasts, the extreme opposite end of each other. Hate and love. It's a fundamental human emotion. You will cease to be human if you do not have hate. Okay, if the idea, the emotion of hatred does not exist in you, you are not a human. You are really actually you will become very bizarre. You will do very things we don't want. Okay. So this guy, he's a typical. I guess he's a typical nerd. Where is he come from? Where you come from? John Johnston. Where you come from? How old are you? What have you done in Emacs? What do you know? Are you a professor? Show your ID. So anyway, he comments, stop with the unnecessary hate. That is a good suggestion to me. But however, not when it's mixed with a bunch of hateful, attacking me. He says he says a bunch of things attacking me. Then he says, oh, but by the way, you shouldn't have unnecessary hate. Now that's what you are exhibiting right now. So anyway, he doesn't possibly, he doesn't understand what is hate. He doesn't understand. And also I can tell you at this moment, this person, and just by his, the 2 paragraphs he wrote, I can tell you, in his life, he's probably typical white American. Okay, he never suffered. He don't know the meaning of the word suffering. They don't know. It is these people, when they don't know, they say this kind of, oh, stop the hate things. It's like these people, and they make the world a worse place. They will make the world worse. But anyway, so that's that part of the sentence. Stop with the unnecessary hate, which is a good point. And on the other hand, he says, Xah, you need to grow up. Now that is actually also a valid point, because my personality tends to be childish. I'm 52 years old, but you could say my personality is kind of still childish, not mature. Mature. What is maturity? It's you dress with you put on suits with tie, you talk in a polite way, and like Trump. But here's the thing: what he doesn't get is that there are diversity. That's a word, okay? In this world, we have 7 billion people. Open your eyes, okay? There are 7 billion people. How many people do you actually know? What kind of personality? What kind of community? What kind of race have you ever met? So many different. What do you know? So the personality. There is so many personalities. Some people. Let me tell you right now. Okay, some people are childish. Some of the very famous people are childish. For example, one of the name you love. Okay, I'm pretty sure you love John Johnston. That's Einstein. Okay, he's a childish guy. Many mathematicians and physicists are like that, childish. Okay, that's about that. So there are quite a lot of examples I can tell you. John Holton Conway probably is one of those mathematicians who are childish he is. John Holton Conway, who invented, he's most famous for the game of life. If you are a nerd or a programmer, you probably know. I talked about it quite a few times. Game of life. John Holton Conway, and he died this year. Okay, very sad. He passed away like 2 or 3 months ago of COVID-19. He's the first person who died of COVID-19 that hits me. Because he is one of the greatest mathematician. One of the great mathematician, and but also he's one of the mathematician I personally admire the most, due to the subject matter of what the type of math he does. Group theory, kind of geometry, and usually beautiful stuff. John Holton Conway. Childish, yeah. And I actually talked to him. Not talk, but we have exchanged emails. One time or two. In 1990s, when I was studying math deeply. So this guy, he coming and then he made another reply. The more I step on your content, the more I realize you know little about Emacs. Then he says, then stupid things. The toolkit chosen is the limitation for graphical elements being cross-platform. What an idiot. I can, So he's saying, that. Anyway, maybe I should stop here. Okay, back to. I guess we continue talk Emacs. The pronunciation. Okay, let me write this. Pronunciation of the word mod. Okay, we talked about that. So the pronunciation of the word mod. Okay, close that. Now what's next? We're gonna do Emacs and stuff. Let me read the comments. Okay, I have been talking for Xah fan club. Now I realize when I fan, the microphone goes whoo whoo whoo. Okay, so let me read the comments and let's see how long have I been talking. I've been ranting for half an hour. So today is another rant. Okay, I'm gonna just read comments. Japanese nerd, greetings from Hong Kong. Japanese can digest latte. Japanese cannot digest latte. Okay, George is referring to the lactose intolerance, something like that. But I drink milk all the time. Emacs, what's the best Ergodox thumb cluster layout? Okay, I can tell you that. Good morning, sir. I finally catched your live stream. Hey, Vorax. Ergodox thumb cluster is kind of dumb. Don't know what to put where. Okay, I can tell you about Ergodox. Everyone says mode. Okay, so Ripper. Good evening, Russian care mode. Mode is okay. Mode. Okay. Good. Okay, so you guys are saying Emacs. We need to talk about Emacs. Acceptable Xah quotes. Xah is coming out as a Sith. Oh yes. I'm late to the party. Papa Moon, hey, Lunarius, greetings to Canada. And La Casaca, never stop hating Xah. I didn't miss this time. So La Casaca, I forgot where you're from. Are you from the Mexican or right? So anyway, so that's a bit digression. That's a giant digression for 30 minutes about hatred. Keyboard. Okay, let's talk one thing about this keyboard, Ergodox stumps. So Ergodox keyboard is very popular do-it-yourself keyboard. Is one of the first that began the do-it-yourself craze in 2013. Yeah, in 2013, and so in 2013, this is the year that the do-it-yourself keyboard began. Almost basically. It becomes a fad. Then this is the first one, and actually back then this is also 2013 that we started to have lots of ergonomic keyboards, not just do it yourself, but from actual manufacturers. The manufacturing ergonomic keyboards, and one of the first one is truly ergonomic keyboard. Now this is their later version, but the first version is this one. It came out in 2013. Okay, this one I have. Now where is it? I have it in a box. Yeah, I have this keyboard. So possibly Alan is coming to visit me. I have some Alan. If you want it, you can have it. Okay. I don't want to give out this one. But you are a good friend. So So 2013 is when when we started to see a whole bunch of ergonomic keyboards coming out, becomes a fad. It becomes more accepted. And also 2013 is when we started to have a whole lot do-it-yourself keyboards. Many of them are not ergonomic. Many of them are, Plank. Plank came out in 2014, 2016. So anyway, back to let me just quickly finish the Ergodox thing. So Ergodox is the first one, okay? The first one, they are copied, they are based on, let me show you my keyboard again. They are a copy, I mean kind of a clone of the Kinesis Advantage 2. Buy it, okay? Buy it from my website. I make a few bucks. You happy, me happy. We both happy. Okay. But Ergodox has a problem, kind of a problem. Some people doesn't agree. Like that, a few days ago, last week or so, I argued with a guy on my Discord. He says, actually, Ergodox is fine. You don't have thumb problems. Not really. I mean, relatively speaking, when you compare, I mean, what does it mean when I say this keyboard got a problem? That is, when you compare this keyboard to all the other similar that are similar in terms of price and availability, Ergodox do have a problem, thumb key problem. What is the problem? The problem is the thumb keys are kind of too far. So especially if you have a small, if you don't play basketball, like basketball player, if you are average, let's say average Asian, then you'll find that the thumb keys is a bit far. Every time you want to press space, you have to kind of move a little bit like that. Okay, so that is a problem. So in fact, there is a big fan of Ergodox, who I have quite a few photos, like this is how you rest your thumb. This guy Nabi, which is on Discord, and one day he rage quit because he think I argue with him too much. Anyway, so his photo, he's a great guy. Okay, so this is, you got this, that's a place you rest your thumb. So ideally, the thumb key, this should be moved closer inside, So it's got a thumb key problem. In fact, it's quite a big problem because there are a lot of people who have complained about it. In fact, there is this guy who developed Thumbpain, actual pen. You're going to see a doctor. It's going to ruin your programming career if you start, if you don't fix it. Thumb key pen. So in fact, he wrote an article. About it here. His name, this guy is a pretty popular guy. David on the Geek Hack website. Geek Hack website is one of the earliest website for keyboard fanatics. They talk about keyboards. So he loved Ergodox. He bought 2 or 3, then he's telling everyone you should get an Ergodox. But one day he started to feel pain, and he's not sure what's going on. Then he tried to adjust the angle, and all flat. Then pain went away, but it came back. Then eventually he realized the problem is the thumb key. You moved your thumb too much. Then he decided he sold all his Ergodox. Then he bought this. I can tell you which one you can read the article. He bought, hold on a second, let me copy it to my talk show page. Okay, then he bought this one. He bought this the classic great keyboard. Nispoon, the Fico Majestic, no. He bought this Leopold, okay, not this one. Leopold FC660C, very expensive. This thing is $250 or something. no good. Okay, I don't recommend it. So anyway, that's his story. Thumbpain. So you want to be careful when you get Ergodox. You want to be careful. Okay, what's the alternative? There are quite a few. Okay, for example, this one, he's talking. Many people have talked about this. You can see on GeekHack or on Reddit now and then. So you want the thumb keys to be like a fan, okay, like a fan, smooth, distributed all over the place. So that doesn't matter which side, whether you have big hands or smaller hands, you can find the key that's right for your thumb. For example, like this one. I like this design very much. You see, these thumb keys all in a fan shape. Four of them. Pretty much no gaps in between. Or alternatively, you can buy this Diverge keyboard, which is also an improvement of Ergodox. You look at the thumb keys. 3 is optimal. 3 thumb keys for each hand is optimal, because if you have more thumb, you have to move your thumb more. So you see, you want the thumb keys to be spread out and no gap in between. So that doesn't matter which size you have, your hand size, you can usually find the right spot. That's one solution. There are many others. So you can. By the way, the Diverge is also, you can also buy it pre-built. Okay, it's also pre-built. And in fact, we have so many other Ergodox variations. You pay attention to their thumb key arrangement. They are all, they just like I said. You see, for example, this one. This one is Ergo Dash, which is also a variation of Ergodox. You see, you have these 3 thumb keys there, which is okay, reasonable. And also Gurgleplex is also good, because you see, now you have a big, you have a wide thumb key, so that also works. But this guy, I forgot his name. He's keep arguing with me. He don't understand. Sometimes I argue with these nerds a lot. Partly because my personality. I'm extremely competitive, and I am also extremely argumentative. And also, I need to correct someone who is wrong on the internet. Okay, more than any of you. Probably. Okay, so someone is wrong on the internet. I need to correct it. Yeah, I'm like that. So I argue, he's saying, yeah, but Ergodox has no problem. But he doesn't see my point. I mean, even I've written out right there, but it seems like it just skips. Sometimes it's like that when you talk about religion or politics. When you talk about someone who have different opinions on religion or politics, you say something like it's almost, what you said doesn't get into their brain. It's like it automatically skipped. That happens. That is why talking about religion or sensitive issues, sometimes it's not a matter of logic. It's not like I'm logical, you are logical, then we can find a solution or find way. Usually it's not like that, especially when it involves power. What does power mean? What does power mean? Basically politics. What does it mean? That means here's a piece of pizza. Okay, either I eat it or you eat it. We cannot cut it. That's politics. So when it involves politics, usually it's not resolvable by logic. Religion is pretty much the same, because religion is deeply tied to politics, power struggle. Because religion is your thought, your well, anyway, that's getting far. That's getting another topic. So, okay, so I hope that that is my opinion about how do you solve the thumb key problem. So, by the way, one of the Ergodox people, they make Ergodox EZ. So one of the maker of Ergodox, they created, they sell Ergodox. They call their Ergodox EZ. So they created a new version, this Moonlander keyboard. And in my opinion, it's no good. Okay, well, they didn't fix the thumb problem. So they in this keyboard they have this hinge, so that your thumb can, this, they have this hinge, so it's adjustable. So instead of a flat, now you have like kind of angled, so you can, so instead of thumb pushing down, you can, now it's kind of like that a little bit, you can adjust it. But they didn't fix the thumb too far problem, because if you compare this with Ergodox, the thumb keys, it's basically not, you look at the position, it's not much of a improvement. Okay, so yeah, so that's about that. So do we still have time to talk about Emacs, or? So let's see, how long have I been talking? 46 minutes. Okay, let's keep talking then. 10 minutes, 15 minutes or something. Then we should talk about Emacs, but today is already gone. We can talk about tomorrow. The spice must flow. So Alan says, socially acceptable, Xah quotes Star Wars. Xah is coming out as a Sith. I'm late to the party. Okay, no comments. Guatemala. Oh yeah, so La Casaca is from Guatemala. Now I remember. Yeah, so you posted some food there, and yeah, before. Vernon says, Xah, take a look at Yabe. It's an open source tiling window manager for Mac. It might help you better manage all these open windows. Are you kidding? Are you trolling me? I don't like the open source window managers. I don't like window managers, the Linux window managers. In fact, that's what I talked about that in one of my talk show for 1 hour. Oh my god, Japanese anime. Window manager, okay. I don't think I like it. I don't want to install anything on my Mac. I don't want to install. I'm trying to remain minimum. I will not be interested, I'm pretty sure. So Yabai is a window management utility that is designed to work as an extension to the built-in window manager of Mac OS. Okay, Yabai allows you to control your Windows spaces and displays freely using an intuitive command line interface, and optionally set user-defined keyboard shortcuts using that and other third-party software. The primary function of Yabai is tiling window management. Yeah. No, I wouldn't be interested. Okay, truly ergonomic Cleave are being begun to ship now. Yes, that's good. Okay, so we come to a stop. What else to talk about now? We digress, and it becomes Rant and keyboard, and so now we can actually go back to talking about some Emacs stuff, because there are some Emacs stuff I want to do. Or should we, if you have opinions, post right now. Like Emacs, because I can start to do some Emacs right now for 10 minutes. Why not? Let's see where. Okay, so go back to Emacs. So I want to do some Emacs. Commit open. Okay, so I need to do a commit. Let's do that. So I want to go to the source code of Xah HTML mod. So what I do, so describe key space H. That's how I go to my source code. So you see, here is the window. Here is the Xah HTML mod. Okay, let me start again. So what I want to do, I want to go to the source code of Xah HTML mod. How do I do it? Well, one way is to use a bookmark. I showed you many times yesterday and before. Another way, typically when I want to go to any file that is a source code of Emacs Lisp, okay, source code of Emacs Lisp, you want to go to that file. There's a trick. You don't have to create a bookmark for it. What you do is you just call describe function for a command of that mod. Then you can easily go it. Describe function or describe key, any key of that particular mod. For example, let's say I want to go to Xah HTML mod. Okay, so I know I have a key. The key to invoke the command Xah HTML mod is space edge. Okay, so now I just call describe key, then I type the key space edge. Then it shows me the documentation for the mod. Okay, let me magnify. You see the documentation for Xah HTML mod. Now I can just tap to the link and press enter. Here I am. So you see, here I am. That's the source code of, if we go to the top, you can see that's the source code of Xah HTML mod. Okay, so that's a trick to quickly open any Emacs list package source code without going into a directory. Where is what directory it is. You don't have to do that. All you need to know is to know the command name or a keystroke of that mod. Then just call describe function or describe key. Okay, now I'm here. What I want to do, I want to call magit. Okay, so I have the shortcut MS. MS stands for magit status. Okay, so here we are. So you can see, let's magnify, unsplit, and go cursor down and press tab on this. Press tab on here. That will expand. That will tell me what has been changed. So I have changed 2 lines. Okay, now go back to the file. Close this. Go back to the file. I want to change the version number. Okay, so copy it, paste it here, delete that last part. Control U space EU. Okay, it asked me to insert a date, a format. I say 2. Okay, now I have a new date format, which is 2020 August 13th, and August 13th, then 20 o'clock 25 seconds and 54 decimal seconds fraction. So I updated that. Yeah, that's all I want to do. Wait. Yeah, so you see this line is different from this line, although the last 2 digits happens to be the same. So I updated the version number, save it, go back to magit again, MS. Okay, now you can see another part has been changed. So I go here, tab to collapse it, and I press S to stage it. Then I press CC to commit it. Okay, wait. CC, yeah. So now I need to type what did I change? Okay, so what I change. Okay. Okay. Xah HTML open in Chrome improved. Okay, let's just say that. Minor improvement. There is no need to go into detail because it's hard to describe. So okay, now it's committed. Now I need to push to the server GitHub. So capital P magit push. So now it's pushed to my server. So that's kind of a little bit of my Emacs workflow. So done. Close it, and close the source code. Close it. Okay, what else I wanted to do here? Update the code in Xah Talk Show. Okay, so I did actually. So yeah. Okay. Let's see the comments, and maybe that's it for today. Comments and questions. No more comments. Am I done? Let's see. Today's drink, jamba juice plus energy drink. Oh, so George says, why should a Vim user switch to Emacs? Vim just works. George, you use Vim? Oh my God. So why should you? Well, it's funny you ask that question. Have you not seen the power of Emacs? Have you not? You have watched so many of my shows. Have you not seen the power of Emacs? Now, well, compared to Vim, yes. So I'm implying that Emacs is far more powerful than Vim. So do you not agree? Do you not agree? Emacs is far more powerful than Vim. So why should a Vim user use Emacs? First of all, it's up to your taste. You can, I mean that's usually when people ask that question, it's not a practical question, because in practice, if you like Vim, just use Vim. Don't think about whether should you which one is better. It doesn't make much sense. Keep using whatever you use. You can use VS Code, whatever works for you. But however, there is indeed an aspect of improvement. It is possible that you will find that you can find a better solution, improvement of your workflow, more efficient, less keystrokes, less tiring, less thinking when you use it. It's possible. So of course you have many choices. Also, it also depends on what languages you program, what kind of things you do. Or are you just a novel writer? Are you a novel writer? Are you a programmer? Are you a blog writer, not non-technical? You write other things, novels, for example. Or are you a Java programmer? Or are you a C++ programmer? These different programming language is, if it's your job, it does affect what kind of editor you use. Because for some editors, they are more let's say not specialized, but I mean they are certainly specialized editors just for Java, especially Java the language. But in general text editors, certain ones are better than the other for a particular language. For example, if you are a Java coder, then Emacs is not so good. Okay, in general, if you are a Java coder, you probably better off using some other commercial IDEs. But if you are a web developer, okay, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, Emacs is fantastic. I would even claim Emacs is better than any other. Okay, so let me finish my point. So why should you choose many different editors? Let me summarize. Okay, so first of all, it's not a practical question. Use whatever you're happy with. But indeed you could improve your workflow or learn new things. So you want to find, you can go explore in your lifetime. You don't have to do it today, but when you have time over your programming career or whatever career. So over the span of 3 years, 5 years, you may gravitate. You may find an editor that you like better, that makes you that's more efficient for you. That happens, and also more powerful. For example, for example, commonly people say VI is great for text editing, but when it comes to extension and extensibility, Emacs is much better in general. Okay, and also, but however, the Emacs default keys, it's terrible. I mean, if all you do is text editing, you don't compile programs, you don't need to have many different tools. Like when I do HTML, you have seen I can make a list and so on. There's many things you do with it. Not just, by text editing, it doesn't mean you just delete characters one at a time or some things like that. There's so many things in power. So And for example, orgmod is a great example. Orgmod, you can use it for your to-do and whatever, and it has lots of features, and you can export to HTML. You can write documentations in orgmod. You can write, what they call verifiable programming, verifiable science, or whatever they call it. They have a jargon. It's like, you can write orgmod. You can embed code in orgmod, so you have code and words explanation at the same time. So in other words, there are so many different uses. You can run shell in Emacs, but if you are a Vim user typically you edit in Vim, but then you exit Vim to rely on the shell, and usually, at least traditionally, you rely on the shell, the Unix shell typically, to do lots of other things. And I know Vim started to have more features, but anyway, so I hope, I guess by now you can see there are many different uses. So why should you use Emacs? I would say because Emacs is much more powerful, it's much more flexible, and it's much more correct. Okay, it's the proper way. I don't like Vim. Okay, well, yeah, I don't like the Vim. Vim came from the root of Vim. Okay, VI, not Vim. Vim became popular now. Back then you have VI, then you have Elvis, you have quite a few. But it so happens Vim becomes the one replacing VI. Anyway, VI is one of the classic Unix philosophy. Okay, I despise very much. Now back then in the 1980s, it's typically Unix versus Lisp. They are two different words. So Lisp people is one word. Then you have the Unix people. They live in another world. They are typically antithesis of each other. They don't like each other's philosophy. And I always despise the Unix camp. And VI is one of the classic Unix thing, because it's like hack is the essence of the Unix thing. Everything in Unix, C, the language, Unix shells, Unix tools, hack, VI. So let me tell you a story. Why is Vim? In Vim you have mods, modes, modal. Like, so you switch to insert mod, then you switch to command mod. In fact, this is a great thing. Actually, if you really are concerned about keystrokes, you want to minimize programmer's keystroke, modal is actually the best way, the best system. You have to have modal. So Xah keys is also modal. Okay, Xah keys in Emacs, not in Vim. But anyway. So Vim is one of the classic Unix roots. The hack is their essence. So in VI you have modal thing. Where does it came from? The modal thing back in 1980s. You have a monitor that's 80 characters by 24 characters. So it's like pretty small. So it's 80 characters. Okay, show ruler. Let me show you what it looks like. So back in 2000, let's see. Hold on a second. Let me show you. Okay, so back in 1980s, your screen looks like this big. Okay. Well, actually, that's that's actually more than. Wait, I'm actually giving much more credit because my resolution is even more dense. But anyway, 80 characters, 80 columns by 24 lines. Am I right? Yeah. So it can only display text, no graphics. So Vim. So back then you don't have real-time display editor. Like what you do is you type a command, then you tell the computer I'm done. Okay, press a key, some enter or something. Then you give it another command. You type another command to tell the computer to update the screen. Okay, so it's like that. And VI is a consequence. VI inherited that. So that's why you have modal mod. So this is not, it is not because the modal mod did not come because of someone sit down and think about it. He think about all possible ways to create a text editor, and he discovered modal mod, and he decided, oh yeah, modal mod is better. Therefore, he created a modal mod and created VI. That's not like that. The VI modal mod came from, you have to give a command to the computer, then give another command to tell it to update, then give another command to tell it to, you want to move cursor to the left five characters, then tell another command to tell the screen to update it. So you have mods. So VI, the way VI came by is just a happenstance, hack. It's all hacks, Unix philosophy. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Bye guys. We shut down in 2 minutes then. Adios. Shenzhen, where you from? Shenzhen, you are in China, right? Good night. Thanks for the show. Jack Sharp, thank you. Have a good day. Bye guys. We'll see you tomorrow. See you all tomorrow, and join Discord, okay? Shit, I just showed my friend list.